It's gonna be like any other live because we're doing things in real time. I don't have Ksenia with me. So if you're just joining, right now is what I don't know even know what day it is. It's sometime in June. We bought this plot. I don't remember either, but Ksenia remembers when we bought it. Now I will be giving you updates, real-time updates, on everything that's happening. I wanna show you guys how beautiful this place looks now. Ksenia, my friends, and well, many people have come together to have this place like it is now. Now, before I show you what it is like now, I want to talk about the different struggles that I've encountered. Well, many people have come together to have this. Let's see. Oh, it's Wayne. That's really cool. Okay, so if you're just joining, today is going to be a live about showing you the different things that have been going on, the different struggles that you have when you're a foreigner in Russia. I want to talk about the tools that you can't find while you're in Russia. Building a house or having a house project, even having land in Russia is a little bit hard. 1 second, let me try to fix this. I'm having some problems. Let me. Um. 1 second, please. If this live cuts off, come back. I have to fix my screen. 1 second. I think I'm back. So let's talk about some things before I show you the updates on the land. I want to show you the different things that are hard to do here in Russia because everything is different, right? So I'm gonna gather some tools that I'm gonna talk about. So if you're thinking about building in Russia, you're gonna run into the same problems as I ran into while I'm in Siberia. So remember that I'm in a different part of Russia. I'm not in Moscow. I'm not in St. Petersburg. Hell, I'm not even in Novosibirsk, which is also part of Russia. And so it is what it is. Let me gather these tools. Remember, if you're just coming into this chat in this live, please let us know where you're watching from. I always like seeing the different countries, the different cities. Is there gold in those hills? No, in these hills, it's mostly marble. You see that marble mine back there? Actually, it's going to be a beautiful view from our back door windows. In the future, that marble mine, that's not snow, that's actually marble, white marble. And it's mined here in our town. So it's really, really cool. Kentucky, that's awesome. Hey, by the way, Wayne, you're basically from the same type of place that I'm like. You're watching from Canada, right? And I think Canada is basically Siberia as well. Perhaps I think Siberia has more no, maybe the taiga is also extended all the way through Canada. So hello my friends, let's talk about the first thing that I found really hard to find in Russia, and it's a basic hammer. Okay, for some reason in my town there was no hammers. This was the only hammer in the entire city or town. Okay, this was the only hammer in all the town. Can you believe it? Oh, that's my mom. Hola, ma, la quiero mucho. So you have to imagine that if this is, yeah, this hammer like this, a modern styled hammer where you can take the nails out and you can hammer like this, This was the only hammer, and Ksenia can attest. Um, Ksenia was like saying, "Hey, we don't have that stuff. We don't have that," and Ksenia couldn't understand that this was what I needed. And the reason why this is happening, my friends, it's not that we're a poor town. It's not that Russia is poor or whatever. It's just that in major cities they have hammers like this, but in small towns it's more like rustic style stuff. It's like Soviet style stuff. So this was the only hammer. That's gonna be something that you guys can talk about later, or believe me if you want. But like the original hammers that they have is like the Soviet style hammer, where it's literally just a block of metal here and bam, 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 bam. We have one at home, guys. I'll show it to you guys in the future. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, also their shovels. Let me talk about the shovels. I want to talk about the shovels really quickly. Um, that was actually gonna be my next tool that I was gonna tell you guys about. That it was really hard for me to find like a really good shovel. Now this shovel is not up to my par, like up to par how I would like it. But just take a look at this shovel here. This shovel cost $15. It's not the most. It's not the like the best shovel, I would say. But it does the job. I've been working with it nonstop. The shovel was also really hard to find. I had a Soviet shovel. The notch, by the way, on the hammer is so that you can prepare the next nail. If I'm not mistaken. Can I live in Siberia without marrying a Russian? Yes, you can. I will be making a video how you can come to Russia. I'm going to be talking with an expert for you guys. And I'm going to connect you guys with that expert in the future. I'm just trying different things. So now we've talked about the shovel. We've talked about the hammer. I want to talk about... This one's probably going to blow your guys' mind. Because it blew my mind. Honestly. So if you guys follow this channel, you know that we have some concrete, right? Like a concrete slab. And I wanted to sweep it. And I asked Senya, I said, hey, how can we sweep this? How can we sweep the ground? Let me just set this up here so I could try to use... There was no push brooms. I know this is crazy, but I couldn't find a push broom. And this is the biggest problem for me, because in America, you get so used to like using the push broom. And I was like, how... I was showing people on the phone, can I have this? Do you guys have this? And they said, no, we don't have a broom. So I want to show you now what the design is like of the brooms here. Now, I'm not going to say they're bad, because they're actually pretty good. And before, like I said, before I show you what the broom is like here, I want to emphasize that all of the work that I've been doing with Russian tools, with Russian things, okay? This is what the broom is. Okay, so this is not a bad broom. And I've really started liking this. If you can notice, it's like plastic material, like it's not so bad. It's like plastic, okay? But the problem is that you have to sweep many times to clean an area. Again, the Russian people use it. I'm using it. It's not a problem for me anymore, okay? Let's just make that clear, that I'm not talking trash on the Russian things. I'm just saying you need to learn to use other tools if you're coming from the West. Hopefully, by the way, everybody type right now if you can hear me. I don't have the microphone today. Let me know if you can hear me. All right. Okay, perfect. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, sisters. Okay, so we've talked about the hammer, and somebody asked about the notch here. The notch is to put the nail here, so you could put it and then set it. So now you guys know is that the hammer, the broom, and the shovel. I have another one that I really want to talk about. Before we go into the questions, I really want to talk about this next one because it's something that I really need as a farmer in Mexico. It's something that I used a lot. And in the West, we call it a hoe, like a hoe. But in Spanish, it's an asadón. So let's look at this. Now, a gardening hoe of this design, this is the only one I could find. And it's already breaking. I bought it yesterday. It's already breaking. It's too flimsy. It's got one screw in here. This is really bad, guys. And it's not like a, again, I don't want to talk trash about it. It's just not up to par to how it should be built. It should be like one metal piece, not two here. It should be a firm metal piece that goes down. Should be no hole here. And this blade is way too cheap. This is too cheap. And this, believe it or not, this is the most expensive one that I found. This is supposed to be like the best design. Absolutely garbage. Okay. I'm going to say this is the worst out of all of them. Okay, out of all the different things that I've had to use, this is the worst. Sorry, bros. This one is the worst. No, I'm not going to hire someone to do the work that I can do. I'm just letting you guys know these are the problems that you're going to run into. Guys, this live is for people who don't know anything about Russia, who plan on coming to Russia, or who are also interested in how Russians work. Yes, I understand that I need to go to a bigger city, but actually, the majority of Siberia is not major cities. So Siberia is like almost 3/4 of the entire country, okay? So this here, yeah, this would be better for concrete mixing because, you know, you're going back and forth and the concrete can move through here. But there's no other design. This is like how they have it. Yeah. Yeah, guys, please do give a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I'm going to show now my best tool. And my best tool, I didn't even pay for it. I actually found it like 2 meters deep as we were digging. I'm going to show you guys the best tool. Yeah, you're right. You know, and I'm not saying that we don't have the tools. Okay? I'm not saying that we don't have the tools in a catalog and stuff like this. Just understand, this is what I have now. Okay? Let me show you my favorite tool. 1 second. Hey, what's up, Randall? Look at that. I dug this out of the ground, bros. Look at this beautiful thing. Now, I don't know what you call this in English. We call it a barra. We use this to move rocks out of the ground, dig. You know, it has 1,000 uses. So this thing, I use this for taking rocks out of the ground. I use it for pulling out roots, moving wood, moving rocks, making holes, all sorts of stuff. So it's amazing. And I'll tell you something. This bar right here, is the best. Okay, this is the best. I'll tell you why this is so important, because in this land, and I'm gonna show you later, they have dug so many things into the ground, or buried. Sorry, rather. They've buried so much trash, so many logs, so many rocks, and for my liking, I like it to, I want the ground to be healthy because we're gonna be drinking the water from this ground. This tool has been the most useful tool up to now. Okay, I'm gonna show you now another tool that I have not used for more than 2 days, and it's already broken. Now, again, we do have better quality stuff. I just made the mistake of not looking at this tool long enough, and let me show you what this tool is. So this is my, like, I don't know what you would call this, like a rake, almost like a rake. But see, the reason why I wanted it, because this one's mostly for farming. I would say this is mostly for farming just because of its design to move and catch the weeds. But what happened yesterday was, as I was pushing, like moving the dirt around, I hit a rock and I pushed a little bit too hard, just like a little bit too hard, and it bent. This thing was 2 days old. Just the design of it, again, it's like really weak. There's not a lot of strong metals out here. Yeah, guys, I know I could find better ones, okay? I know. When people comment, they have to understand I also have a brain. The Russian people have very good quality things, but remember where I live. If I wanted to work tomorrow and I needed a tool, I can't drive to a large city. Remember that we're here in a small town. And I also have a brain, so I can think what you're thinking. Just remember that before you go on typing some ridiculous things. So, those are the tools that I have now. Have you guys been watching? Have you watched our most recent videos? Like, do you guys know how bad it was? I'm gonna show you now. Now I'm gonna show you part of the land that Ksenia and I and her father and my friends have helped me with clean. You're gonna see a big difference. If you've been watching our videos, you're going to be very impressed with how it looks. So let me move the bike so I can show you. 1 second. Now, the reason why I wanted to show you guys the bike is because before the land was very, very bad. Okay? The land was very bad. Hello, Don. Welcome. The land was very bad. So by riding that bike, never let them know your next move. That's so good. By riding the bicycle on the land, now you can see it's actually very flat. God damn. That's so funny, man. Now you see the quality of the land is flat. Now, a lot of people have said, hey, the topsoil, the topsoil. Okay, we'll get to that later. I'm going to show you now this corner of death, as I called it in the video. You're going to see what it looks like now. Get ready. Let's get some likes. Please get some likes for what you're about to see. Check this out. Here we go. I'm gonna move this way first. Oh, sorry, I burped. Here we go. So this was a huge mess with a bunch of cow dung. We will be breaking down this house this weekend. So this is going to be even better. But look at that. I even have a little seat there. You see that little seat? That's where I'm recording from. Yep. So that is the place where all the cows used to live. Remember, there was a fence here, guys. In the next video, I will be showing what it looked like before and now how it looks after. Okay? Brother, man, forget the property when you ask. Yeah, so we're gonna get, well, I'm trying to have a baby, man. I'm trying to have a baby. So you can see that this is actually very good concrete. Okay, this is really good. And I'm planning on planting something here. So it's gonna be really good. This building is gonna get knocked down this weekend. So if you're subscribed to the channel, hey, good morning, Samara. If you're subscribed to this channel and you've seen this building, in the future, it's not gonna be there anymore. Okay, it's not gonna be there anymore in the future because we're breaking this down. This is gonna be the location of an outside garage. I'm gonna make a driveway from there, coming in and putting the garage here. I'll give you guys the reason why we can't build a garage next to the house. Okay, after. Now, for the most impressive part, and I did this yesterday. This one I'm taking credit for because it was ridiculous, guys. Check this out. Okay, this wasn't even in. Right now I'm working on moving all of the wood and separating it, so you can see now the full slab of concrete that goes all the way over there. In our videos, this wasn't even there. Nobody could even imagine this. Nobody could even see what was under because of all the trash. So now you get to really appreciate the work. You see that? So once I fix all the wood piles, it's going to be amazing. Yes, we will. Look, I have to break that building down all the way because that's going to be a place where I do. And it's full of cow poop, guys. Full of cow poop. What's the footage of your land? It's 1,200 square meters. I don't know what it is in feet. I'm sorry. So here is a little thing that I divided out. So I've planted some things there just for testing. There is a dump where I can take the trash to. There is a dump. So that's my little experimentation plot where I'm building. And hello, my friends. Here is some. It's like Xenia and her father planted some potatoes there, and we're kind of farming right now, even though we don't have a greenhouse. All right. Why would I lose my VA benefits by living in another country? That's ridiculous. I just can't access my money. That's the truth. I don't touch my VA benefits. Anyways, so look at this, guys. That's what it's looking like now. There's the bike. All right. I have more things to talk about. So let's get this down here and answer some questions. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask now. If they're ridiculous, they might be ignored because some things sometimes are a little bit too crazy. Hello, good fella from Estonia. Okay, so all of these projects, uh, all of these projects are happening before we even start building. Okay, um, just know the fact. You need to know that the fact that we're just only cleaning, it's because we have to save money. New Hampshire here. Yes, that's awesome. We have to start cleaning. We have to start moving things around. And the cleaner it is, the easier it will be for the future build, okay? Uh, Question, what is your favorite Russian food? Why? Shashlik is delicious. Ksenia's father makes amazing shashlik. Yeah. For the internet, we're actually on the phone. It costs about, I don't know, like $10 a month, and it's fast. This house here is gonna get hello to Vladivostok. This house here is gonna have electricity plugged in, so we're gonna have electricity there, and I'm gonna get like internet connection in this house sooner than later, so that it's gonna be amazing. The cost, what do you think it'll cost to build the house? I have a budget of $30,000. Have a good day, Wayne. Thank you for coming. Which part of America would you say looks like your town? I would say that I think like a lot of people will. No, I haven't tried Sirniki. Maybe. I would say that maybe Montana or the northern states look like it. You know, like, yeah, Wyoming, like these states are a lot like this place. The only difference is that we have longer winters here. Hey, thanks so much, Zenith. You already know you have a place here with us. The Canadian territory is a lot more similar to this place. But do remember that the isolation here is unlike anything else. So I think the isolation here is probably only matched in the northern Canada. Okay. Let's see. Does anybody have any more questions? I thought you were in El Paso. This house behind us is gonna be also built. While we're building the main house, that's gonna be built into 1 bedroom, 1 kitchen, and a living room house, like a dacha. It will have a bathroom, and this is going to be turned into. Do you have to get permits? Yes, we have to get permits. Hey, thank you, my friend. Hey, by the way, guys, I truly appreciate the donations, and I appreciate. I really, really appreciate how beautiful this community is. When you do donate, just remember, maybe ask a question. I would love giving the information that you guys are looking for. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for the kind words. So glad to see your new house visit, you guys. Yeah, I was in Mexico on election day. It was an amazing experience. Hey, that's amazing. That's beautiful. This house is gonna be a guest house until I save enough money to make a baña. Now, my baña is gonna be built, and it's gonna take some time. Do I have dual citizenship? Yes, I have a Mexican passport and an American passport. Is there hunting seasons in Russia? Yes. So Russia has an older hunting tradition than the United States is even a country. So it is what it is. How long is your growing season? Oh, so growing season is about 3 to 4 months, almost, you know? So if you plant in late April, you can harvest your potatoes 2 to 3 months later, depending on if you have some crazy soil. I'm not sure. I'm not a professional farmer. I've never farmed in Siberia. I have to learn how to do it. Oh my God, the neighbors are amazing. Even the guy, let me give you guys an update on the neighbor who tried to take our land. I built him a road with the tractor that flattened this out. I made the tractor drive around the back and push the dirt. So he has his own personal private, he has his own private parking spot and his own private road now. And I don't really miss the United States. I just miss my mother. I miss my mother a lot. My mother's gonna be in her 60s now, and I think that I should be with my mother like in the last quarter of her life. I think that's really important for me, and hopefully in the future she can come and stay here for months at a time. 1 second. I need to. It's getting a little hot. Yeah, once I establish this, I will move her here for sure. We're gonna buy greenhouses. I have only a certain amount of money. Mexican babushka da. Is there any racist people in Siberia? No, because the majority of the people in Siberia are natives or different ethnic minorities. So everybody's a minority. Even I'm a minority. No, I can't see you. Well, I can see your commenting fight back, but I can't see you. Okay. Let me answer a question that I saw earlier about, or a thought that I had earlier. So we can't build certain things like no. Let me get through this thought really quick. We can't buy a greenhouse. I don't have enough money to put into a greenhouse. So my main priority is building a fence on this land, and then my after that is finish the interior of this house, and the rest is going to be saved for the major build. A greenhouse I just cannot afford. I can't afford any pets. I can't afford anything else. So we have to really plan this the right way, okay guys? Just imagine if I were to buy a dog, I have to waste money to feed the dog. I have to waste time to clean the dog. So I have to really monitor my life to where I can build this house. Hopefully you guys can understand that. Bienvenido a Rusia, compadre. Muchas gracias, hermano. So, does that make sense for anybody who's watching? In Russia, as a foreigner, where you have limited amount of money, you need to spend it for the things that you can build yourself forward. That's how it works. I do plan on buying a dog, obviously, but I just can't do it right now. If you're just coming into the live, we will be showing the tools again, another rerun, and I'm going to show you how I use the tools. So I want to do a little bit of work while you're here. Will you teach your wife how to cook Mexican food? No, I really love Ksenia's Russian food. What do you mean you can't afford, although you've been having good income? No. So the income from YouTube, I can't touch it. Like the donations that you guys give right now, and I'm being transparent, I can't touch them right now because they're in an American bank. Okay? What I have to do in the future is figure out a way to monetize this channel to where I can get the money in rubles. This will significantly help me. But just understand that just because I can't touch the money now doesn't mean that it's not going to be able to help me in the future. When I do travel back to America or Mexico, I should be able to bring some money back. Hopefully that makes sense, and I'm being completely transparent with you guys. Now, a lot of YouTubers will not tell you how much money they're making from the videos. For me, it's very simple to explain. I can be open about it. If you guys want to know that, I can make a whole video for that. What else? So I've already showed you how the land looks. I've already showed you what progress we've made. I want to show you guys inside the shack. It is a shack, but I will make a great thing for out of that place. Oh, so I'm gonna be making a boosty. Yes, it goes into rubles, guys. This is the one thing I wanted to talk about too, in maybe in the future. The buy me a coffee also goes into the American bank, but I did bring some back when I came back from Mexico. So thank you so much for who's ever donated and helped. Honestly, it goes a long way. I will be plugging in a boosty now. because the boosty actually helps me directly. I haven't touched it. I haven't I haven't programmed it to where we get it in rubles. I have to just take my time, because I'm also gonna get married. That's another topic that's really important to me. I really have to budget everything. Yeah, Alex, the $100 is not important for me to waste on a greenhouse, because the $100 can go into giving electricity to this house and paying for an operator to break down this thing and take the trash out. Okay? Sorry, I'm a little bit autistic to where some things it takes me some time to know if I'm being trolled. Oh no, the Altai Mountains, actually they're not that far relevant to distance in Russia. So let's go look at inside of that house. I will plant trees, but I'll plant them next year. Let's go and look at the house. I'm so far from Moscow. I'm ridiculously far from Moscow. All right. Let me give you guys by the way, so much. Please, my friend, these donations mean a lot to me, man. You need to, I don't know, ask a question or ask something. If you want to see something special, please. I would. I don't. I don't want to feel useless. Your donations mean a lot. Yeah, my plan is to start a business. Okay, don't worry. My plan is to start a business. So, anyways, let me show you the inside of this house. So right now it still has holes on the top. We know this, right? We know that the floor is not, it's not everywhere. So this is going to be let me just put this down here. Okay. Please let me know if you can hear me inside here, because I don't know if the internet connection is good here. I'm acting like this is a brick house and maybe the walls are too thick. It's a little bit dumb of me. Oh man, thank you so much, my friend. I want to have the boosty ready for anybody who wants to support in the wedding. I think that this wedding is gonna be, I'll be the first Mexican American who was ever married in this town. It has to be. Now, let me give you guys the breakdown of what we're going to do. So you see the door entrance is in a very strange location. So our plans are, you come in, and this here, we're gonna build the wall. Oh, door's gonna hit. We're gonna build the wall about here to, in this corner, we're gonna put a bathroom. Just know we're gonna put a bathroom here, okay? The bedroom is gonna be here, and it's gonna be open for a kitchen and a living room. Now, we're not going to live here. This is not the plans. I don't wanna live here. But it is enough space to have like a nice dacha place, right? Look, let me show you how big it is by walking. If you're... I think it's big enough to have one bedroom, a small bathroom, a small kitchen, and a small living room. And the reason why I want to do it is because there's going to have to be times where family wants to visit, or anybody would like to come spend some time. This could be a really good thing for tourism. If somebody wants to have like a destination here, this is good enough to have something to where people can visit. Now in the future, if I don't have my banya, if I can make a smaller banya somewhere else, I can always keep this as a place where people can come visit and tourism can boom here in this town. Now, we will be connecting the electricity in here. Let me just come out here and show you. Okay. We have electricity. And the electricity is going to be connected this weekend or this week that's coming up, right? So there's going to be electricity, there's going to be Wi-Fi, and the most important thing I think is water, and we're going to talk about that soon. But let's take more questions. Dan, what's your favorite fish to catch on the lake? It's definitely pike, shuka. What's the situation in the plumbing? We're gonna have to have a septic tank, which is not bad because I might build my own, build it Mexican style. Mexican septic tanks are a little bit better than the native ones here, just because of the different chambers that we can build. If I can build it myself, it would probably be better than the ones that they offer here. They're just holes on the ground with tubes. Because the septic tank is really expensive in Russia. What's my citizenship status? I'm a tourist in Russia. I'm a tourist. I need to buy a new one of these. What are American social habits that are not compatible in Russia? I think one of the most important that Americans or Westerners are a little bit too loud. I'm about 2 hours and a half from Irkutsk. But yeah, if you're a foreigner, you're gonna have to get used to not being as loud or smiling as much. Like, don't be a clown. I think Westerners are really used to being clowns. Russians are also clowns, but they're clowns amongst themselves. Whereas Westerners, we're just like, my Mexican voice is too loud for Russia. My Mexican voice. Imagine my American voice. Hey, thank you so much. I'm in a remote rural Arizona in a small backyard. I have chickens, duck, and rabbit. I have a place in Guaymas, Sonora for 30 years. You have your place now and rest is... Oh yeah, poco a poco. Wow, that's amazing, man. Guaymas. Oh, I got a goosebumps. Isn't Guaymas a port? Isn't Guaymas a port? El Puerto de Guaymas in Sonora. Please do comment if it's a port. My mom is from Sonora. Oh man. Yeah, Dan's Shack. You can call it that. Yeah. No, I'm not planning on getting citizenship anytime soon because the process to even get residency is so long. Hey, thank you so much for coming in, TW. Yeah. You know, us people from like Latin American countries were really loud. And I believe that it's just cultural, right? But the Russians are not so loud in normal, common days. So if you have like a, I don't know. Yeah, I do see these messages like as they're coming in. My favorite Russian food is whatever Ksenia cooks. Ksenia has an amazing cooking recipes. Hola amigo, ¿cómo estás? Your mom and sister's coming for the wedding? None of my immediate family is going to visit me for my wedding. And that's going to be just a hard pill to swallow because it's my choice to be so far, right? But in the future, I will go to Mexico to have my own like wedding at the church there. About 10,000 people live here in Sliudanka. Did you celebrate Cinco de Mayo? Cinco de Mayo is not really said something to celebrate in Mexico. It's not so common. Hey, good night, Robotrix. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Any more questions? You know, something that I was thinking about, here's some future videos, guys. I will be talking with a firm in Moscow, and they're going to be talking about how to immigrate to Russia, how to get visas and stuff like this. Like, I'm going to be doing this because I think it's important to cut off the middleman. So if anybody's interested in that kind of content, it's coming out soon. How do you get a Russian visa? How do you extend a Russian visa? How do you get work visa, business visa, all these type of things? I'm going to be doing a video. Look at that bird. I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of information to cut off the middleman. So I want to give you guys the source so that you guys can do your own homework. But I'm going to keep doing this over and over again, you know, giving you guys the different options so that you don't have to ask me. I'm really going to start giving you guys the best options here in Russia and outside of Russia. What is another way to communicate, brother? I have some questions for you so I can visit you. I'm going to Michoacan next month. Hey, Ricardo Garcia. So join our Telegram. You can talk to me directly through Telegram. I answer 100% of everybody's questions on Telegram and on the comment sections. And on the comments, I'm at about 95% now. I'm very, the channel's growing a little bit. Are you planning on visiting St. Petersburg? I will go in the future. But right now I have to build this house. I guess it's not easy for you to adapt, but with the love next to you, it's much easier. I mean, honestly, by the way, if anybody has our Telegram group channel, please share it here. I can't do it right now. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know if that's you, Michael, but hello, brother. Look, the Telegram should be on my about page. Guys, if you're not in my Telegram group, just go to the about section of my channel and you can see it there. The other thing I wanted to talk about was I'm doing these videos, you know, about building a house, but my channel actually I do a lot of things. And I say my channel like it's our channel with Xenia. We do a bunch of different stuff. And yes, I am using an iPhone. I want you guys to know that when I do my speaking videos, it's not like political. It's just my thoughts, you know. And that's just what I'm thinking. Yeah, I was gonna work while I was on the live, but I wanted to answer some questions first. I just want to tell you that the future of this channel is building house, talking about what life is like in Russia, and giving people advice. Have you noticed any different? Yeah, so the difference between living in Siberia and visiting Moscow is drastic. The people in Siberia, I would say, are a little bit more Russian, and it goes like anything. Like it's just the people from another place like this is just more. They feel like more Russian, because in Moscow, you know, they have so much influence from other cities, other countries, that it doesn't show pure Russia. Siberia has no influence from anywhere but itself. There's no way to influence this place directly, so it is what it is. Let me see. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Dónde estás en Rusia? Oye, bueno, estoy en un estado que se llama Irkutsk. Este estado está en Siberia. Vivo en un pueblo que se llama Slyudianka y vivo al lado del lago Baikal. Es el lago más grande del mundo en volumen de agua fresca. Así que así estoy. Estoy en un pueblito chiquito en Siberia. Yeah. So I guess I should go to work and kind of move something so you can see what the plans are. You know, or we can keep talking, but I have all day to work. I have to work for about 8 hours more. So I think we should just keep talking about things. It's really funny because Chilean people, I can't understand them. And they also speak Spanish, but it's to show how diverse our people are. I believe that, you know, us people in the Americas, south of the United States, and even in the Americas now, like Native Americans, we have our own languages, but we also have, you know, our Spanish, and we're so diverse in how we speak it. There's a message being pushed out on the microphones, on the loudspeakers. Like the town has those old Soviet loudspeakers to give messages during war, and they were talking, like giving out a message. I think they were saying something about not being able to burn. Um. Oh, guys, do you guys want to see where my tourism is an awful idea? No, I don't think that tourism would ruin this place, because actually it's very nature-ish. This is not like tourism to do things with dancing and music and like bringing in random stuff like the nightclubs. This is nature. For anybody who respects nature, for anybody who loves the outdoors, we have beautiful nature here, and we will not have like dance clubs and drugs and all that nightlife stuff. This is not what I want for my town, but I want people to come here to experience the largest lake in the world. I'll say it one more time for the people in the back. I want everyone in the world to come see this natural wonder. Like I live here next to the natural wonder that is the oldest lake, the deepest lake, and the largest lake in volume in fresh water. This is a natural wonder. Why would you not want to come travel here? This is a mecca, all right? If water gives us life, if water gives us life, why is it not that the biggest lake in the world is not the mecca for life? This is my opinion. Hey, good night, brother. Did you and Xenia prepare a lunchbox? No, we live I live about 2 minutes away on car. I can take my bike home in like 10 minutes. So guys, this right here is the mecca of the world. I don't care what anybody says. If water is life and we have the most water in the entire world, then this is the mecca of the world. If the world was going to dry and shrivel up by the sun, this would be the last place to shrivel up and dry. Think about that. Think about that. So this is my opinion. The tourism that I want to promote is not a nightlife. I want to promote the nature, and I believe that the Russians are smart enough that if you bring that nasty stuff, we will defeat it. Do you have anything like Uber Eats? No, we don't have Uber Eats in my town. Uber Eats. What the hell was that? Let me see who asked that. Oh my God, Strong. Brother, no, we don't have that. We don't have that. There's no such thing as Uber Eats. Now, there is some restaurants that will deliver like I don't know, 5 minutes away. We have such a small town, but you can't just go on a website and order food. Let me walk you guys now, or actually, let's take the bike. Let's take a little adventure. Check this out, guys. We're gonna go ride the bike to show you our backyard. Now, I'm gonna give you guys an interesting fact here, or some plans rather. You see this wall? I want to buy this land. I want to buy this land because if I can buy this plot here, if I could buy this plot, I can walk to the river. Okay? Hey, Fight, thank you so much for joining us, brother. I really appreciate it. So, I want to buy the plot that's behind our house so I can walk straight to the river. Thank you guys for being so nice on the chat. It's thank you to the moderators as well who are always on here. At least one of you guys is always on here. Yeah, Baikal is the oldest. It's the deepest. It's the everything. We're gonna ride the bike to the river. Have you guys seen the meme of Conor McGregor? Nah, 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 nah. It's the one and only D-O-double-G. Memeing on you boys. Okay. Let's take a little drive. Opa. Oh my God. Let's go. Look how fast we're gonna get to this river, boys. Oh. na. It's the one and only D-O-double-G. All right. We're making our way to my backyard. See the beautiful green mountains back there. I want to give you guys the inside scoop. This is why I moved to Russia, Siberia. All right, we made it. Okay, there's my little shack. You guys see my little shack, right? This is right behind us. So, if you know the saga of the neighbor, you know that he wanted a parking spot, okay? So in this live, we're gonna see what we did for him. I got the tractor to cut this, and there he is now. And his door is actually right there. I don't want to bother him, but just know that I fixed him, all right? He's got his own private parking now, his own road. You see this road? You see this road, my friends? He uses this road, which is paved, comes here and now can drive to his house. And I don't want to sound like an arrogant bastard, like I don't want to sound like I'm such a nice guy, but he's got his own thing now. So, and I paid for it it's like 10 seconds of work, and now he's happy. The same loader that did my yard did the road for him. Now, look at this. Nice little river here. I haven't seen the seals. And we're just gonna leave the bike there. I'm gonna tell you guys something crazy. Crazy. Yes, the water is drinkable. This water goes straight into Lake Baikal. This is fresh water that melts from the mountains. I'm gonna tell you guys something crazy. Again, crossing the broken bridge. Stay with me, boys. Stay with me. I'm gonna tell you guys the craziest thing my mom and I are gonna do. So, on the last live, I showed you guys what the government did. The government basically cleaned the edge of the river. And my mom and I, we were talking. My mom's like, "Hey, what if we get a kayak?" She said, "Hey, what if we get a kayak and we go down this river?" And I was like, "Mom, that might be a good idea, but you never know what the Russians might think." Because the Russian people might think that it's crazy because nobody's kayaking down this river. But just look at it. It's like, it's perfect for kayaking. The depth is perfect. The speed at which it goes. Look at it. Look at that. And the government cleaned the edge of the river and they kind of channelized it like this with the rocks. Could you imagine how perfect that would be for a single kayak? Yeah, it's amazing, guys. It's amazing. And it starts from so far away. But this river goes straight. It goes straight into Lake Baikal. And it's just the same speed, the same depth all the way there. And yeah, I have to go to the bathroom. Now I'm not gonna do it. I have to pee. This water goes straight to the lake, non-stop, straight to the lake. Let's see. I want to show you one last thing before I get off of this live. One last thing. So just remember, guys, in the future video where people will talk about the neighbor and all these things, you guys saw on the live that he does indeed have his new parking spot that was funded by you guys watching. Because without you guys, I don't know. I don't think that it would have turned out to be that nice. I got a lot of warnings saying, hey, you got to treat the neighbor right. So I went ahead and built him a road. I built him a road even though he didn't ask for it. Which it could have ended worse. This is one thing I don't like about Russia. Good night, gang of four. Good night. This is one thing I hate about Russians, is that they throw all these things on the forest. I don't know why. And it's in larger quantities than other places, like other countries I've visited. There's a lot of trash, usually more. Okay, time to drive back to our house. 1 second. Let's go. Oh, Jesus. Na 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 na. It's the one and only D-O-double-G. Has anybody ever seen that meme? Or am I just dumb and saying these things? Na 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 na. It's the one and only D-O-double-G. It's so fun. Okay, sorry, Scott. What was your question? I'm kind of moving here, not stationary. Russian barbecue. Yeah, dude, we make Russian barbecue all the time. We make a lot of shashlik here with Ksenia. So if you want to know about Russian barbecue, we do it about once every 2 weeks. It's really good. This dog knows not to mess with me. He tried to attack Ksenia and I kicked him. All right, and we're back home just like that. Steady, boys. Oh, got a pedal. Got a pedal. Steady, holy moly. Oh, we did it. Oh, no, no, no. Jesus. Sorry. If people who are just joining the live now are probably like wondering what's happening. What's going on? Okay, so I forgot to show you guys my wheelbarrow. This wheelbarrow doesn't have an air tire, which is good because out here you just never know what you're gonna hit. Nails and all these other types of things, right? Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna go use the toilet inside of the house. Now, that's called peeing in a bottle. Because I still have some things that I want to talk about. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. How much it's going to cost. I wanted to talk about how much it costs to actually build. And I don't want to get off until you guys know that it's actually not cheap, but it's not as expensive as it is in your countries. So let me go to the bathroom. Give me a 3-minute break. And then we'll talk about the true prices of building in Russia. I'm actually a little bit surprised about the prices, but Some of you guys might think it's too little, maybe it's not too much. So let me take a quick break. Oh, actually, I'll put you guys outside so you can see the nature. So if anybody comes into the live chat, you can tell them, hey, he's on a break. No, there's not gonna be any sound. You guys are gonna be out here looking at Siberia. So if anybody comes and they say, hey, what's happening with the live stream? You can just say, take a bathroom break. All right, I'll be right back. Here, you can look at the sky. Is that view okay? Please hit like if you haven't, and talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Let's see what you guys were looking at. You guys hear the rooster, by the way? That rooster is like always on. He's the neighborhood rooster. Oh, yeah. Ksenia's at home. She woke up. Ksenia's just, I think she's having a beautiful, beautiful morning. Today's outstanding. The weather's insanely good. Yeah, so if you think about washing your hands, you should wash your hands before and then after. But it's not like I went through the mud and dragged my pee-pee through the backyard manure. So guys, it's what we got to do. Ksenia's right there. Let me talk about the prices. For anybody who's still here, this is really important. So when I say that I'm gonna pay about $20,000 to $30,000, it means that we're actually going to pay just for the materials, for the engineer, and the building of the house, like the structure. I'm not talking about everything that's gonna be inside. Okay, so by the time we're done, it's gonna be into the $40,000 and $50,000 over time. A lot of the work I will be doing with my friends. I'm not gonna have like a full crew to build my house. It's gonna be my hands. It's gonna be Ksenia's hands. It's gonna be my friend's hands. I basically have a friend I have a couple friends. I have a couple friends who are going to build with me this house. And I have an agreement with them. Like, we didn't say we were going to do it, but I have an agreement with them, a man's agreement, that if they're going to build their own house, I will go and help build their house. This is very traditional. Okay, this is like a man's agreement in Siberia. You build your own house, and you help build your friend's house. This is what it's like here in Russia, especially in Siberia. So it's a man's agreement. They will build my house with me. Yeah. And by the way, if you don't know the price, I mean the design of the house, it's gonna be two floors. It's gonna be built of aerated cement, so it's gonna be a very good house. In my opinion, it's gonna be one of the most beautiful houses because it's gonna have a porch like no other. Um, about the prices of the houses. The you're looking at about 10,000 to 15,000 just for material, and the rest will be labor, and that's basically it. So you're looking really, yeah. You see those little birds that are always going like this? Hey, he's over there. We have eagles, we have crows and ravens here that are always here, like beautiful eagles that fly on top. Sorry for getting distracted. Right now there's a crow, or which is it? The crow that goes "Quack, quack." No, it's like the raven that makes that deep noise, right? These forests, guys, are filled with these forests here are filled with eagles and ravens. What is the economic situation in your region? How do people make a living? So, if you see, this is a question that people always ask. If you see that white there, that's a mine, a marble mine. Now, the marble mine gives a lot of jobs to this town, but not only that, guys, we connect Siberia with China and Mongolia, so that this town is one of the most important towns in all of Russia because it directly connects the industry of Russia to China and Mongolia. Believe it or not, we're in the center, the epicenter. We're so important that we continuously build more railroad lanes to supply and demand these Chinese and these Mongolian investors. So this town is surviving by oil, coal, marble, and it's just a major junction for the entire of Russia. There was a question also about bears. We do have bears. There is like wolves. There's a bunch of stuff. Um, I think it's this direction. If you were to walk in this direction, you would not see a civilization until you die of thirst. I mean, you're not gonna die of thirst, but say there was no water until you hit a town, you would die in this direction. This direction, no, that direction is also death. So there's a lot of wildlife. There's a lot of wildlife. There's a lot of ways you can go where you're not gonna hit a town. Um, I believe that northeast is Irkutsk. So only Irkutsk is a major hub. Yeah, there is hunting. Yeah, there is hunting. Hunting is allowed. Some of the best hunting grounds are actually out here in Siberia. So you could actually probably pay a company, and east east is death for sure. After Baikal, uh, north is death, but west is definitely death. West is definitely death. Um, do you own a gun? I don't own a gun. I can't own a gun, but Ksenia, I will encourage her to get a gun. Uh, I would encourage her to get a gun, and eventually I will have a gun. You should gather quotes. How much bulk marble? Yeah, yeah. There is no Chinese people that live in our town. Interestingly enough, even though we're so close to China, you don't really see like a China here. But there is a lot of Chinese in Irkutsk, in the city. There is like a small Chinatown, I would say. Why did local people leave the army before? How many bullets they worked? Yeah, I don't know, man. You're asking questions that I have no idea, and it's a little bit strange that you're asking random questions like that when this live is about plot and building. Brown bear are usually an issue. Yeah, uh, you know what? The interesting thing about the brown bear in towns in Russia is that they know not to come into civilization. It's not so much like in like in America where brown bears are like always digging through people's trash. In Russia, humanity is there's a big border between the bear and man. Unless you're in the wilderness where they live, like a town has a bubble. The bear is really smart. He's not gonna come in here. It's really not like New Jersey or the northern states where bears are going into people's trash. There's a big difference between the brown bear and the black bear, I would say. Are there Chinese car dealerships? Are you going to buy a truck? I'm going to buy a Ford Runner in the future. Good morning, Constantine. What about the? Yeah, there's a ton of bears, guys. Before I log off, I want to just tell you guys the last thing that's in my mind. Um, and I'm gonna slow down because I get excited. Um, I want to talk about just what's on my mind that a lot of people don't like me to talk about. I feel like we're spiraling. I hope we can survive. I'm talking about the West, but particularly the United States. I feel that our presidency is spiraling out of control, and I hope we can survive from here until the next president. That's all I wanted to say, is that I hope I don't have to leave Russia, because if there is a war between Russia and the United States, I would have to leave. Like, I'm praying to God that Joe Biden doesn't ruin what's left of the United States and goes to war with Russia. This is something that I talk about, that a lot of people say, hey, don't talk about politics. No, man, this is real life. There's a lot of Americans. There's a lot of Americans not only in Russia, there's a lot of Americans all over the world that want to live in peace. Even if this conflict wasn't on now, it would be another country. I'm just so tired of it. I was just unfortunate enough to land in the place where America wants to mess with next. I think that's something that we need to talk about more. People just say, don't talk about politics. Guys, this is real life. If I make videos talking about this type of stuff, it's the truth. And you should probably come to the realization that it's closer than ever. It's closer than ever. We keep doing bad things against Russia, and Russia's been so nice. They've been like, even though we give the weapons to kill their citizens, the Russians have not expelled me from here. The Russians have not mistreated me. So if you see a video in the future, me talking about how badly we've been dealing with Russian we've just been abusing these people, man. We've been abusing them, and they've turned the other cheek and the other cheek and the other cheek. So do not think of this as politics. Just think about it as real talk. I feel that people are so fast to say, oh, shut up about the politics. No, man, it's the real life. If you don't like the real life, it's no different than me showing you how I'm building this house. It's no different. This kind of stuff affects my life too. If I am to have my children in Russia, how can I expect my country of the United States to honor them and respect them if they're over here trying to kill Russians? I'm sorry that I had to say it. No, I'm not sorry that I have to say it, but I'm sorry that you have to hear it in an inconvenient way, because the truth hurts these days. So it is what it is. Why would you have to leave if Russia was at war with the United States? Are you kidding me? because I would have to leave to a neutral country. I'm American. At the end of the day, I'm American. And I'm not a traitor. And I'm not a hypocrite. And I'm not... I'm just too real, man. I'm too real. I would go to Mexico. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not going back to the United States, but I'm going back to Mexico, where I'm also a citizen of, and I will just take my wife and kids and until it sorts out, right? But if my kids have to go to school, if they have a life here, it's a whole nother different story. But if this was to pop off while my kids are too young, I would leave. I have to take care of my kids. A lot of people, you know, this is another thing that bothers me, and a lot of people don't talk about this. Like mercenaries who leave their wife and kids for money and are fighting on the other side is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Mercenary work is the worst. Tom, we're not at war already. You know, if we were already at war, you would not be able to type from your computer, and I would not be able to sit in Russia. Remember that. For anybody who's not been to war, if we were already in war, I would not have the luxury of typing and talking through this phone. Yes, of course, indirect war exists. It's proxy. But thank God that we're not in the trenches ourselves. You know, I've said it before. You should thank God that you yourself are not in a trench fighting. Because people who have never been to war are so easily, so easily use that word like a bottle cap on this bottle. They use it so simple, not knowing the truth of the bottle cap. So, just thank God that you're not at war. And that's basically what I wanted to talk about, is that if I make videos talking about reality, don't be so fast to judge me and say it's politics. It's real life. Okay? And thank you so much. Please watch our content. I make full videos with Xenia. We make full videos for you guys to watch. Thanks for the donations. I will be setting up a boosty so that you guys can support this build and also support the future projects that I have. I'm really honored and humbled beyond what I can express in the English language. Being humble is most important in my life, I believe. So stay humble. If you are a good person, continue being a good person because it's a good thing, not because it gets you anywhere. So I love you guys. I'm going to continue working, and I have to go eat and see Xenia. She's at home. Bye, guys. Oh, I have to press the button, but I can't press it. Look at how funny that is. I couldn't press the button because it was on this damn stand. Bye, guys. DJ, man, by the way, I was going to log off, but I saw my buddy DJ. I was on my rant. Yeah, brother, I'll always reach out. If I need something, of course. I have to give you my phone number, but I have to go on the Facebook, so I will do it there. Bye.